to T-Boys TV. We're back again with another Hatter Show. Another milestone, you could say, in the sense of the episode. Obviously, it's episode 90. Obviously, it'll be discussing that Swansea game, which obviously I did predict right. And then obviously going into that massive game tomorrow at the top end of the championship table. So, yeah, man, it's going to be an interesting one. But like always, I'm joined with my dad. How are we, Dad?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. You?
Yeah, all good. Looking forward to the game tomorrow. Obviously, like I said, very good game to watch. You know, from the top end of the table in the league. A lot of people saying it could be, you know, on paper, it's probably the game of the weekend, which is interesting. You know, you got Norwich versus Sunderland up there as well. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. But yeah, like I said, obviously played last Saturday. As we know, obviously we took on Swansea City at home and we got the victory. Obviously, you both predicted a victory. Obviously, both confident going into it. You know, business end of the season now. We felt, you know, they're the sort of games we should be coming out with the 3 points. And obviously we did. As for the lineup, obviously Ethan in goal, Osho, Lockyer and Bell. Obviously Doherty and Drame as the wing backs. Midfield, Campbell started, which is interesting. Obviously, we haven't seen that for a while. And then Clark just ahead. And then Morris and Elijah up front. And then obviously, as for the bench, it's obviously Berry, Bradley, Fred, Ruddock. So despite Ruddock not starting like he has been, he's still on the bench. It's obviously good to see. Shea, Taylor and Woodrow. So, yeah, man, the lineup was, you know, pretty much what I expected, really, bar the Campbell. I just didn't expect him to start because he hasn't recently. Other than that, it's pretty much what I said. I think I might have maybe went with. No, I think that was it. No, it was the game before where I was going to say I might have went with Woodrow, but I don't think it was. I think it's the game before that, wasn't it? Because obviously Morris was with the thing. But yeah, pretty much what I expected. Your thoughts on that lineup, Dad?
Yeah, same really. Like just that talking point, you know, it was good to see Campbell starting as well. You know, and it was interesting that Campbell started as well. So that was quite good because that's the first time he's played with him, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah,
and yeah, it worked well. So yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So good to see Morris is back to like pretty much his full fitness by the looks of it, you know.
Yeah, exactly that. But yeah, moving a bit into the first half. Obviously, first half was good half. You know, it's been a lot of halves we've had in the season where second halves tend to be better for us, but the first half in this game was good. Obviously, it is where we took the lead as well. We had a lot of chances before that. And I was at the game, and I felt it was one of them where it was good. It was a matter of time before we were going to score. You know, the chance like, off the bar. You know, we had some wild chances in that first half, and they just weren't going in. I just felt at some point they would, and obviously they did. You know, their keeper had a bit of a shocker, but Morris capitalising on it. Morris doing Morris things, especially in the box. Obviously, we know how dangerous he has been this season in the box. And obviously he was just there, right place, right time, really, just capitalising just in case that error was made. And obviously it was. Typical Morris goal, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly in that right position. That's again like because he's back to full, you know, he's you know, on the ball basically. Do you know what I mean? And again, yeah, but goalkeeper error, you know, so there was that to it. Ethan in the previous game, all right, it was probably a big error, but this is still an error. And he was there to, you know, but yeah, we should have been already probably 1-0 up before that, maybe even 2. Do you know what I mean? Because we were peppering them a little bit. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a good goal. You
know. Yeah, no, exactly that. And yeah, it was just one of them where, you know, we was just in control, really, for a lot of that first half, which I expected, really, in that sense. So, yeah, we'll go through some comments before we get on to a bit about the second half. Oh, Blue Terrier, welcome to the Late Boys TV. Make sure you like and subscribe now. Big up yourself, mate. Big up yourself. Big up yourself, mate. Big up yourself. Yeah, it has been a while. Yeah, trust me, so am I. Do you know what I mean? They're probably selling out this week like Prime have been. Do you know what I mean? That's how mad it's been. I'm not sure if you know, the news about Huddersfield, Dad.
No.
Potential, what is it? I think it's like they might be getting found out for doing something wrong, or I can't remember what it is exactly. But Blue Terrier will be able to give us more of a
Points deduction.
I think, yeah. Caden told me a bit about it yesterday, but yeah,
they're looking into all that stuff now because that thing that was
administration. Yeah, that's it.
They're looking into, like I say, that bill that was passed in Parliament or whatever, like there's a governing body or something. There's, so they're going to be stringent on everything, and it's probably the start of that. I mean, they're putting stuff in the news. There was something about Watford bought a player for 3.6 million, then sold him to Udinese for like 14 million, and everyone's like, "What's the ethics of that?" Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing. That really shouldn't be allowed, should it? But things like that. Yeah. Well, I'll have to have a read up about that. See, that'd be a shame. Do you know what I mean? To be honest, but it just shows you what can happen in football. Like if you're not run properly and that's what happened. Because they didn't want to spend money, did they? Before I think that's why Mate Boy left.
That's why he left. Yeah, no, it is.
So if you're not run properly, that's what that shit happens. Do you know what I mean? We've made losses this to the last accounts, but some of that's down to COVID, some of that's down to, do you know what I mean? Like signing better players, things like that. We've opened these gyms up, better training facilities, hired like younger players. We've got a lot, you know what I mean? So that'll pick up, do you know what I mean? Where it's not that bad, like we're still within our means, but that's why we need a new stadium.
Yeah, no, exactly that. But yeah, moving on to obviously the second half. Again, obviously second half, no goals in this one, but it was an interesting one. We had, I'd say the only big chance they had was that save Ethan had to make. Good save by him, just getting it away. We had a few chances. Clark had a chance near the end. I don't blame him for taking on the shot from that position. I thought Doherty in this game was exceptional. The passes he was making, the crosses into the box. There's a moment in the first half as well where I think it was Morris nearly scored. Yeah, it was actually. There's a couple of chances before his actual goal. He hit the crossbar at one point, and there was this chance that I'm about to go on about now. He headed it, and the keeper got down to it. But Doherty, done exceptional. A little kick over, and then a little bit of control, and then crossed it in. There was a moment where he done a good forward pass to Clark, like I said in the second half. Clark was unlucky. But most of the game, we was comfortable. I felt. Obviously, it did kick off in the second half as well between the managers. I see this thing. I haven't really looked into it too much, but apparently we're going to get another fine.
Yeah, you will get fined for that. It's just you get fined for that at Sunday League level as well. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. But it's just the passionate and business end of the season. Their manager got sent off as well. Yeah. We went out. It was our assistant anyway, obviously, which means he shouldn't be at tomorrow's game. I'll probably. I don't know how it works, and that's with non-playing stuff. But I don't expect him to be there. We've got enough. It'll be fine anyway. Is what it is. I mean, I still really haven't seen what started it, and I presume there was. I think there was a blatant foul on one of our players or something, and got heated, I guess.
Yeah, obviously being there, I didn't really see either. I was just obviously at football games, you're bantering with the opposition fans, where it's hey, I was doing that, and then I look up, and then it's kicking off. We're going, we've got Super Robbie Edward. I was thinking, so it's definitely up and down there.
But yeah, we were in control, and this is what I keep harping on about. Like you can see now that we're better than a lot of teams. Or the way we play, we just any team. It's difficult, and let's get it right. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could. For me, we're probably the third best team in the Championship at the moment. And there's a lot to back that up as well. Like we've just drawn quite a lot. We've lost the same amount of games as Sheffield United have.
No, I was going to say we haven't. When was the last time we lost? Burnley. And again, that's the Burnley. You know what I mean? So,
I arguably I'd say that, and then with maybe we'll see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, we keep seeing it. We're running games. We just need to score more goals.
yeah, exactly.
Frustrating thing, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, Berry said someone's due a hiding. Well, we ain't got many games to do it. There's a few teams.
Yeah, when you actually deep it, it's crazy. Like I had a look earlier and I didn't realise Sunderland's bloody next Saturday. Like, flipping heck.
So, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's one of them, yeah, like you say. But yeah, that's really that on the full game. Is there anything else you want to say about that before we get into the player ratings?
That's it, mate.
Cool. So yeah, obviously player ratings. Bear with me a sec. Just put my laptop on charge. So yeah, obviously the player ratings. Obviously, we'll start off with obviously Ethan. Obviously, like I said, didn't have an awful lot to do in this game, bar that save really.
Every game, pretty much. That is. We've got really good defence, especially away at the moment as well.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Away. Yeah. Definitely. But yeah, didn't really have a lot to do other than that save. It was a good save. Just got it away, like I said. Even though Swansea didn't cause too much of a threat, I'll give him. I usually give him a 7. I'll give him a 7.5.
Yeah, I agree. I was going, his distribution was pretty decent. And yeah, he's just composed. You know what I mean? Like, again, I'll go back to that. A lot of people don't notice the good work because we rarely have to rely on him. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So yeah, 7.5.
Yeah, exactly that. Moving on to Osho, I thought he'd be really good in this game again. Something I do notice about him week upon week now, and for me, obviously he's done it in other games where I've started to notice it even more and how good he really is at it. He's playing out from the back. I see it against Wigan away. That was the first, time I proper saw it. Obviously, the second goal, he was a massive part in that, starting that, obviously playing that ball to Cornick, and then obviously Cornick setting up Elijah. He was doing that a few times in this game, playing the ball forward. Very, very good at that. And yeah, I thought it was pretty good again. Another clean sheet. The defence got, and obviously Ethan again. So yeah, as for I'm going to go with another 7.5.
Yeah, I thought he was really good. Like he's really staking his place in the defence and that, and he is good. He's probably at the moment he looks better than Burke does of playing it out for me. And he's getting more composed on the ball. There was an occasion where players coming at him, and he just sort of done passed it in between his feet and then moved forward. It was, you know what I mean? Things like that, real quality. And he's showing that if he can add a couple of goals to his game, well, he did have a wild shot, didn't he? Bless him, like that.
Yeah.
But he'll come, and he probably will score a banger. I think his confidence is really high, and I think we need him in the team. To be honest with you, he's a fighter as well.
Yeah, he is
really good. 7.5.
Yep. No, absolutely. And then moving on to another player that played really well yet again. He's been like that majority of the season, bar the odd games, and that's obviously Lockyer. I thought he was exceptional again. I think he's up there for a man of match contention. If some people give it to him, I wouldn't be surprised. And I thought he was good again, just solid. Just what I noticed about him, right, is he done it a lot against Millwall as well. Even though obviously we did concede 2 in that, he just heads everything away. Anytime the ball comes across, just getting it out. Do you know what I mean? And he was doing that.
Bradley, that's what Bradley used to do for us in League One and
yeah.
The Championship, just constant rock. And that's what he is now. He's going to be the captain. And
keeps obviously having the armband now as well.
Yeah, I'm happy to have him in. You want him in defence now. This season's been really good considering, at one point he weren't getting picked. So
exactly.
Can't not pick him now. That's it. He's captain. That's it. He's going to be the future captain.
Yep. No, I agree. As for a rating, like I said, he is up there for a man of the match shout for me. But he's not quite my man of the match, but he's up there. I'm going to give him 8.
Yeah, for me, like, but so based purely on what I've just said and his performance in the game, yeah, he is my man of the match, and he's getting an 8. And he's just, since he got sent off, he's he's just doing his work quietly and that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I expect it to be more feisty in that tomorrow, but that you can see with certain players that they know it's the business end of the season. Do you know what I mean? We're not panicking either. Like, that's what I'm saying. We're in control of game. Like, when we first got in the playoffs, there was certain games where we were actually in the playoffs and that, and we dropped.
Yeah.
And we haven't really done that this season, and I don't expect us to do it. We probably might lose potentially lose another couple of games, but I think other people will as well. And I just think we're going to win the important ones.
And the thing is, a lot of the teams around us have got to play each other, or they've got to play at Burnley. So yeah, I definitely think other teams around us as well as us will drop points somewhere. It's going to happen.
Lockie is one man in a match, 8.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. And then moving on to Bell. Obviously, we've seen under Rob Edwards, like we keep saying week upon week, he's a lot better in that left centre back position. To what it was like previously, I'd say under Nathan Jones. It just felt like he couldn't, do that freedom to go forward. That's what it felt like. It felt like he had to sort of sit more back. But obviously under Rob Edwards, he's clearly said he can go forward. You saw that. Sometimes you see him and Doherty interchange. Sometimes you see Bell higher and then Doherty back, and vice versa. You saw that a few times in this game. You know what you expect from Bell. Takes on players. He's not afraid to take on, anyone. Obviously, he's very good with the ball at his feet. And yeah, you saw a few bits of that in this game. So yeah, as for a rating, I'll go with 7.5 again.
Yeah, exactly that. Like, what his job in the team is. And he's carrying it out every single game consistently, and he's like that's such a good signing. Do you know what I mean? Blackburn were like, yeah, we don't
want him. It's mad.
And he had a slow start, but for me, he's been one of the standout players.
For me, he's one of our most consistent players, if not our most consistent player.
You don't really see him get angry or anything. Do you know what I mean? And that's another one who's picking up now. It's a business end of the season, so
yeah,
7.5. And I'll just quickly touch on, like, we've got that international break in a couple of weeks. That probably will help us, because if we had that at the same time, but we had loads of injuries just before the playoffs. Do you know what I mean? But it's got so many, touch wood. Do you know what I mean? So if we can keep that, we'll be in. We could easily get promoted.
There you go. And then moving on to obviously the left side, Doherty. Like I say, he was exceptional in this game. The crossing, to Morris. Morris's first big chance of the game where the keeper got down to it. You got to look back at it sometimes. You know what I mean? Like the flick over. The second half, the pass to Clark, pass forward was brilliant. And you could probably say, and I know you said it, I think it was on the last episode or the one before, you could say Doherty probably, well, obviously a lot of players have been good, but you could say he's potentially been the best player under Edwards. You could, for me, you could argue that. Obviously, there's been games he's been exceptional. Obviously, QPR, a lot of good players in that game, of course, but he was a standout alongside Morris. And yeah, he's just been so consistent. Again, he's a player not playing in his normal position. And yeah, he's just been really impressive, So yeah, as for he's my man of the match. As for a rating, I'm going to go, because he's my man of the match, I'll go 8.5.
Yeah, I'll give him 8. Again, knows what he's doing for the team, knows what his job is. Supplies it. And it's just a threat, and it's just and all that, and playing different positions as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I thought he was really good, really bright, energetic on the ball, and and you can see our players as well. Like they've got a really good touch now. I remember like watching them before years ago. You know, some of the players' touches, mate. Like, and you're thinking, you know, you pass it to them, you think, oh, and they just, you know what I mean? We don't get that no more either. About we ain't got any footballers at the club, sort of. You know what I mean? We have.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's one of them. I don't know, he reminds me of Clark a little bit, like when he first sort of come to Luton and that. Do you know what I mean? Really good player. 8.
And we always mention it, you know, we saw a glimpse of what was to come against that West Ham game, sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Going past them players, wasn't he? Premier League quality players.
And he was up against Johnson, who's, you know, I watch, you know, West Ham quite a lot, obviously, because we set that sports him and that, and he's a good player, man. He's a good player. So, and he done well against him, you know. So, yeah, man. But yeah, that's that. And then moving on to the other side, obviously, Dre, mate. Again, you know, I thought it was decent from him. Obviously, he loves to go forward on that right hand side as well. You know, and get the crosses in, try and take on your man, etc. Yeah, again, I thought he was decent. You know, he's similar to Bell in the sense where he'll take players on, and it is very similar between them two in that sense. So I'll go with another 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5. Like, but you can see his touches again, really exceptional, like Premier League quality.
Yeah.
Good delivery. Just warming in now. He's just going to get better and better. But yeah, 7.5.
There you go. And then moving on to the midfield, we'll start off with Campbell. Obviously, his first game starting in a while. And yeah, I thought he was good. You know, I thought he was good. Sometimes when players, you know, don't play for a while, you know, start anyway, there might be a bit, there might be a little bit rusty, I think is the best word to say. But he was his usual, I felt. You know, getting stuck in, just getting in there and putting in challenges, you know, getting there for passes, you know, short passes, etc. And yeah, I thought it was decent from him. Got another 7.5.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. 7.5. You know, come back, got into the team, no strop, got on with his business.
Exactly that as well. Yeah, credit to him for that. So I know players can.
And yeah, strong. So it'd be interesting to see if that's enough for him to get over Ruddock or what. You know what I mean? But he might have been doing that as a tester before the Sheffield United game to see how it worked. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'd expect him to possibly start again tomorrow because we controlled that game. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 7.5.
And I think he'd be good suited for that game as well against Sheffield United, especially away. I think that's more sort of suited to him in that sense. But yeah, moving on to Nakamba. Again, decent. You know, you can tell obviously the quality's there with his, you know, Premier League player. Again, another player I think his touch is exceptional as well. There's a lot of times since he's come in where, you know, they've had the ball, for example, like near sort of the corner, and he's always been that guy who's tend to win it back and do really well. Like I remember when he come on his debut, and you know, he the way he kept the ball on was exceptional because I think they'd have got a corner or something, and he just done well. He just got it out, and you could tell his quality was there in that sense. And yeah, again, you know, just done what was really expected from him in that sense. I'll go with another 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5. Again, like, you know, quality is there. Neat and tidy. And that was it, really. Do you know what I mean? Doing what he's obviously been brought in for. Let's be honest, and he's doing that, and that's helping the defence out as well. So, yeah, another good, you know, harder to break down than a lot of teams realise, and he's becoming a big part of that as well. So, and if you've got Campbell, because you know Campbell is a different kind of player to Ruddock. Do you know what I mean? Ruddock is, you know, more positional player, whereas Campbell will just try and, you know, hurry people down constantly and that could be interesting If we can handle their midfield, then I think we'll have a good chance.
Yeah. And that's the thing, football game, midfield's the key battles they tend to be, isn't it? So, yeah, no, absolutely. And then moving on to, obviously, personally played higher in that midfield, obviously, Clark. He come out this week as well. Clark's extended the contract. He signed the team. Do you know what I mean? So, obviously, that was good news. Obviously, it's like I always say, it's mad to think we got this guy on a free. Again, he's another player that's up there, one of our most consistent players. Like I say about him, I remember last season we lost at home to Cardiff and he scored the goal. And them games where the player don't deserve to be on the losing team. It was one of them. He was exceptional that day, even though we lost. There's been a few like that. And then there's been a few where he's played a massive part and we've gone on to win games like Blackpool away last season, for example. FA Cup as well. He scored against Chelsea when we played him at Stamford Bridge. So yeah, man, massive shout out to him. And I thought he was decent again. Obviously, I feel he's a lot better in that cam role compared to where he's played in centre midfield. And yeah, I thought he was decent. I'll just go with another 7.5.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. There's a lot of that going around at the moment. 7.5. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, wicked that he signed a new contract. Like, it'd be interesting to see who else does as well. That's good for us. That's good for him as well because he's playing, as he said, the best football of his career, and I don't doubt that. He's just getting better and better. Add some more goals. Complete midfielder there. Do you know what I mean? Well, not complete, but because he's go back and tackle. He does, but it's not his strength. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good signing. That's basically a signing we've made. Do you know what I mean? So he ain't going anywhere unless it's for big bucks. I'm going to give him 7.5.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And then moving on to the two up front, we'll start off with Elijah. I thought his performance was there. He was just getting unlucky, I felt. Obviously, Morris was more in the game when it comes to chances, but it's not like Elijah was completely out of it. It was just Morris was having the better chances. Obviously, did get the goal as well. I don't think it was too bad from him. It just needs more goals, doesn't he? Just needs more goals. And hopefully they will come. I do believe he will get double figures. What's he on now? Like 7? I do believe he will get double figures. But yeah, as for a rating, I'll go with a 7.
I'm going to give him 6.5. I don't think he was that great in that game. Really, yeah, he was doing, winning the ball and this, that, and the other. But the thing is, for me, sometimes what I feel like is he spends too much time on the ball. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he tries to take it past, and always seems to doesn't win it. Like, it doesn't come off. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like he needs to, I don't know, just sort of push it forward and then just shoot. Do you know what I mean? Or lay it off or something. It just, I don't know. I just feel there's a bit of that sometimes, and it's quite frustrating. But yeah, I expect him to improve. But I can see Woodrow potentially like overtaking him before the end of the season. I'm going to give him 6.5.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fair enough. Jackie says, hi, Ty does. Good all-round team performance. They all worked hard. Really happy Jordan has signed for 3 years. No, exactly. And I knew it'd be that type of game against Swansea because, unfortunately, from our sake, we haven't had that game yet where we scored, a lot for a while. Last time was QPR, wasn't it? Like proper at home. We haven't had that for a while. So I just knew it'd be one of them games. I expected us to, control it because Swansea are not the greatest. And then obviously the Clark news, like we said, obviously buzzing about that. Like I say, it's mad to think we got him at a free. It really is. So, yeah, with how consistent he is as well. And then obviously moving on to the other side, Morris, obviously the goal scorer, the winner. for us in this game, bagging another goal this season. Third top scorer in the Championship. Obviously, didn't start off too great, and then obviously started banging in the goals. We expected it to come a matter of time, especially with the price tag that he was. And obviously, just right place, right time, and a goal, capitalising on it. He had a few chances before that he was unlucky on, I felt, especially that one from the corner. And yeah, man, good performance. Again, he could be up there for people's man of the match. Completely understand, he's won the game for us at the end of the day. So, yeah, as for a rating, I'm going to go over 8.
I'm going to give him 7.5. I thought it was decent. I just need them other chances. He probably could have buried another one, but other than that, he was really good. And the game before he weren't at all. Obviously, because he was still with that injury, but this game is much better, and he's getting with him like he's pretty much going to score against certain teams. Do you know what I mean? Those with the weaker defences and that, he'll always be in there to get it. Do you know what I mean? So 7.5, but see how many more. I'd like him to get 20 in his first season. That would be good. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then obviously the substitutions that come on. Obviously, Woodrow was the first one. And the thing is, what I've noticed with Woodrow is when he's come on recently, he's been really good. And this game, I wouldn't say it was as standout as maybe, the game like Birmingham, for example, where he nearly scored, but he was still decent. He's still coming on and doing a job. It looks like obviously he is trying to maybe, get his team chance in the, being a starter alongside Morris. It could potentially happen. Maybe he just needs a goal, and then maybe he could get him from that moment. You never know. But yeah, I thought he was decent when he come on. I'll go over 7.
Yeah, I'll give him 7. I thought he was good. Working hard for the team, threw the ball away near the end, got a yellow card for it, but that was cool. That was, to prevent them trying to burst forward or whatever. And yeah, fighting for the ball. Do you know what I mean? I think there was a bit where it said he'd got fouled or he'd fouled someone. And it was rubbish, But his team spirit's there, and that. And like I said, it probably is a matter of time before if Elijah don't pick up, then I can see him starting. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously, then him and Woodrow have played up front before anyway. Barnsley as well. Yeah, exactly. But yes, 7.
Yeah, there you go with that one. And then moving on to the other subs, Ruddock come on in the last 9 minutes of the game. Just steadied the ship in that sense. You could say. I'll just go with another 7.
Yeah, I'll give him 7. There was a vital block as well, where they nearly scored or something right at the end. But I can't remember if it was ruled out for offside or something. But it's still he threw his body on the line and that, and
he's done that a lot this season.
For 9 minutes, yeah, he still got 7 for me.
Yeah. No, like I say, he's done that a lot this season. Blackpool away, hella people done it at Blackpool away this season, but he was a part of that. There's been a few other games as well, but I can't remember from the top of my head. And then obviously the last sub was obviously Taylor coming on. Now, for some reason, obviously I didn't recognise it was him fully. Obviously, his hair is similar to Berry's, but obviously his is longer. And I was thinking, is that Berry or Taylor for a second? Then obviously, no, it's Taylor. He come on, in the 90th plus 5th minute. So I'll just go with a standard 6. Cause
I'll give him a 6.5, only because, there was opportunity and he had the confidence to dribble on and win the throw in deep inside their half and that. And I was just on that. I was quite pleased. Do you know what I mean? Don't look lost out there, and there weren't much time for him. But I reckon he'll score a goal before the end of the season.
Yeah, hopefully, man. Hopefully. I mean, obviously we didn't manage to watch the Coventry game, but I know people that went to it and obviously did manage to watch it did say he did look good when he come on. So hopefully that'll be good. So yeah, there you go, people. There are the player ratings. So your man of the match was Lockyer. Mine obviously being Doherty as well. So yeah, there you go with that one. Any final thoughts you'd like to say on the Swansea game before we go into that game tomorrow?
Nah, good result, and we move on. Yeah,
Exactly that. So yeah, we move on to Sheffield United now. Obviously, massive game and top end of the Championship. As we know, obviously, I don't really want to talk about it, but the last time we did travel to Sheffield United, we did lose 2-0 last season. I remember doing a watch long last minute. And that was one of them games where, them games where, they get a goal and you just think, oh, it's going to be a long one. We had that a few times this season as well. Not recently, but towards the start, Bristol City, Watford game. So yeah, there's been games like that. Obviously, we did play them earlier in the season, of course. Drew 1-1. Annoying thing about that game from our perspective was Bernie scored and got his first of the season. Of course, it was against us. But yeah, I felt we played well in that game. A bit going into it. Sheffield United are unbeaten in their last 6 league games against Luton. 1-3, drawn 3. Since losing 1-0 in January 1996. So that's an interesting one. But then again, we have been breaking records this season. Luton have lost their last 3 away league visits to Sheffield United since winning 3-1 in October 1994. Sheffield United have won 6 of their last 7 home league matches, lost 1. I think that loss, if I'm correct, might be against Rotherham. Keeping 4 clean sheets in those 6 victories at Bramall Lane, which is obviously pretty good. Luton have won 9 away league games this season, equaling their totals in the 2020-21 and 2021-22 seasons. The Hatters have never won 10 away league games in the season within the top 2 tiers of English football. So hopefully we break that this season. And then obviously the last one, Carlton Morris has been involved in 19 goals in 34 league appearances this season. 14 goals, 5 assists for Luton Town and netted in the reverse fixture as well, of course. It's the most goals and assists he's registered in an English league campaign. So big up to him there. Like we said earlier, hopefully he can get to that 20 mark going on to obviously the later stages of the season. What Edwards has said as well, and obviously a bit more just on the thing. Obviously, we'll be going in the game unbeaten in 3 games, obviously following the win since Swansea, and on a run of 6 away games without defeat. Obviously, we know we're very good away this season for the league. While the Blades won 3 of their last 4 games. And then this is what Rob Edwards has said. We know him quite well. Trollope obviously went to the Reading game on Tuesday, because obviously I did play there. So it's good to have someone there watching them, but we're aware of them. They've done very well. Heckenbottom's done a good job. Got a lot of very, very good players. And then he also says it's going to be a real difficult game, but one we're really looking forward to, as it's fantastic to be in the position that we're in and going to Bramall Lane. It'll be a great atmosphere playing against Sheffield United, and when they're playing for something as well, obviously they want to, obviously not this game, but they'll want to try and get as many points, try and confirm that second. These are times when we've got to really enjoy it. The supporters that have come in have got to really enjoy it. I know we're going to hear them, so we're looking forward to it, as it will hopefully be a great day. But it'll certainly be a really good atmosphere. I know that, a real challenging game for both teams. We want to give our fans something to shout about, and I know they will. I know they'll get behind the lads, they always do, and their fans certainly will. It's got to be one that we've got to enjoy. We'll go and look around as we walk out there, and they're making a lot of noise. Let's go and enjoy it, embrace it, and it's got to get us going even more. I don't want it to affect us in a negative way. This has got to get us going. We deserve to be here. We deserve to be in these games. The lads have been at the end of this table now for a long time, so let's embrace it, let's enjoy it, and bring out the best in us. So that's what he said. And then obviously a bit about Sheffield United, a bit more. Sheffield United bounced back from their defeat at Blackburn Rovers last Saturday with a 1-0 victory at Reading in midweek. The Blades sit second place, obviously, 7 points clear of the playoff places and 10 points clear of us. And then, yeah, obviously a bit about their players. Obviously, McBurney is on 11 league goals. His best return in a Blades shirt so far, and his first goal of the season obviously came against us, typically. And then, obviously, like I said, the reverse fixture, obviously 1-1. And yeah, I felt we played well in that game, showed a good account of ourselves then as well. And shout out to everyone that's going. That's the last thing I'm going to say before, obviously, I'll going into it. 1,700. So yeah, that's good, man. Big up to everyone that's going. Safe travels and make the most of it, man. Make the most of it. And yeah, hopefully it'll be a good game to watch. But yeah, Dad, how are you feeling going into this one?
I'm pretty confident, to be honest. Yeah, they're second, and but again, like I say, they've lost as many games as we have. Like, they've got some good players. We've got some good players. You know what I mean? We've got an excellent away record. The way we've been playing, it'll be. Well, we'll see how far we've come. Burnley didn't do any, much against us. So let's see if they can do any better. For me, they'll look to do better and they'll take the game to us. But I just think we've got enough fight and spirit and wanting it to get a result. So I'm actually quite confident.
Fair enough. Now, obviously, games are, they can go one of three ways, as we know. Obviously, draw, win, or loss. Now, usually, I feel with Luton, it can go one or two. Well, a lot in recent games anyway, like either a draw or a win, depending on who we're playing, of course, or a draw and a loss, etc. It depends who we're playing. This one, I can literally see it being any of the three. I know we're capable of beating Sheffield United. It's just obviously, and we have broke a lot of records this season. Doing the double over Norwich, QPR, etc., and winning at grounds that we haven't, won at for a while last season, like Millwall. Even the Swansea win, for example, that was our first win against them since 2001. So, breaking stuff like that. Obviously, like I said, we haven't beat Sheffield United for a while at, obviously, well, just in general and obviously at their ground. It's an interesting one. I can literally see it going one of the three ways. Usually I can see one or two, but I'm feeling like we'll definitely put up a good game and make a good account of ourselves. That's what I do know that we will do. So, yeah, I'm 50-50 really. 50-50 really, to be honest. But what I'll get into now is obviously the lineup. And Jackie has also said, I feel positive about this game. Obviously, she's gone with our score prediction as well, which I will start at and go through that at the end. So, yeah, there you go with that one. Right, there we go. So, the lineup. There we go. Right. So, obviously, I'm going to go with the usual, even though it is away. I'm going to go with the usual, 5-2-1-2. So, obviously, Ethan in goal. The back three, I'm going to go Bell on that left side. I'm not too sure about injury news or if anyone's back. I haven't really seen anything. So, yeah, that's what I'm bearing in mind going into it as well. Lockyer, obviously, in the middle. The right side, I feel it's got to be Osho. Going back to what you said earlier, it's got to be Osho, how good he's been. The right side of the wing back, obviously, Drame. The left side, it's got to be Doherty, hasn't it? And then the midfield, for me personally, I would go with Campbell. Go Campbell, Camber, and then obviously Clark. There he is. And then up front, definitely obviously go with Morris. Change it up. Maybe go. No, I'll still go Elijah. I'll still go Elijah in this one. So yeah, that's the lineup I'd go with. Your thoughts on that lineup, Dad?
Yeah, exactly the same as I'll go with. To be honest, I can't see there being, unless obviously injuries or knocks or you know, whatever. Pretty sure it'd probably be like that. Maybe Morris on the left. Yeah, I don't know. I do feel like Elijah is better on the left than he is on the right. But yeah, that's the lineup I'll be going with as well. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Like you said, you're feeling confident, Dad. You're feeling confident. Tell me, what is the score going to be?
You know, I think it will be tough, but I just think it's going to be one of them games where we are going to be tested, but they're going to be tested as well. It ain't going to be, you know, 0-0 or anything. I'm going to go for 2-1 Luton.
Nice. We like that. We like that. As for my prediction,
massive 3 points that would be as well. Massive.
Yeah, it'd be huge. You know, a team obviously above us, team in the top half as well. You know, we do tend, and that's another thing I haven't even mentioned. We do, obviously, we know anyway. We do better against the top half teams anyway this season.
Yeah, well, it's not that we do better. It's because we're as good as them. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Like, simple as that. It's been proved over the last few games that we're clearly better than certain teams and as good as others. So I don't expect this to be any different. But yeah.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Fair enough. So yeah, there you go. 2-1. That would be a brilliant result. As for me, unfortunately, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go over 2-1 to the Blades. I can't lie. But like I say, I could literally see it going one of the three ways, which obviously is the obvious thing, but usually I can see it going one or two ways. So, yeah, obviously be a bit devastated with the loss, but then again, Sheffield United are a good team now, was or up there. As long as obviously we want to get the result, but if we don't quite win, as long as the performance is there, like it was against Burnley, even though Burnley we deserve to get something, I'll be happy. I'll be happy in that sense. So yeah, that is that. Goal scorers for you, Dad?
I'm going to go Morris and Doughty.
Nice. I'm going to go. Who am I going to go with for our goal scorer? I'm going to go Elijah. I'm going to say he bags one, hopefully. Not my luck, probably won't even start now. I reckon he will. So yeah, that is that. Jackie's prediction, she has gone with the exact same as you, Dad. She's gone with 2-1. She said, I know it's going to be a hard game, but so are they all, exactly. And then obviously common you Hatters. And then goal scorers as well, Clark and Morris. Nice, that would be good. That would be good. But yeah, any final thoughts, any final things you'd like to say, Dad, before we wrap up?
Just hope, like, they've had snow up there and that. Let's hope it don't get postponed or anything, but I think it'll probably be all right. And yeah. Watch us go. I reckon it'll be a really good performance. And look, it'll be good for us in the playoffs as well, because if Canada are the second strongest or one, and if we can beat them at their own ground, then we've got every chance of doing well this time in the playoffs. So
yeah, exactly. And it's not like it's impossible to go there and win. Teams have done it. Middlesbrough, obviously a team. Middlesbrough team around us, well above us, but you know what I mean. Like they went there and won pretty emphatically. Didn't expect that at all. Rotherham went there and won. You know, so
out as well because they want to get the job done. It kind of does put a little bit more pressure on them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're just like, oh, we're so close, and then they, I don't know, they try too hard, kind of thing. So I expect that to go in our favour because we could probably, it's not a disaster if we didn't win that game to us. Do you know what I mean? Again, it ain't to them, but I just feel like at home they'll be under more pressure. Luton, should be beating them. And I think we're gonna have a really good game next couple of games.
Yeah. So I didn't realise that Sunderland game was literally next week. It's crazy. And the reason I keep mentioning that game specifically is because the games after are going to be so good to watch. Hopefully, anyway. Hopefully, obviously we've got Sunderland away, then the derby. Obviously, there's the break, but then after that is a derby, and then Millwall away. And you know how Millwall can get heated between the fans. That's also on TV again as well. So, mate, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting as we get to the business end of the season. Jackie says the pitch is clear, so that's obviously good. And I don't think there's going to be anything there overnight when it comes to snow or anything. It's all stopped now. So we'll see. But if they do madness, just don't do what they did to Huddersfield fans when they were going to travel to Blackpool and call it off when people are literally on their way travelling. Because obviously there'll probably be some people that stay overnight, but then there'll obviously be people. I know for a fact there's people that go tomorrow. So just don't. You're gonna do it early if it is bad, but I think it'll be all right. That is that. That is episode 90 of the Hat Show done. Obviously, like I said, a milestone in that sense as well. Obviously, we will be back again probably Tuesday because we play on probably Tuesday because we play on Wednesday, don't we? Against Bristol City at home. So probably Tuesday back again. It'll be Tuesday or Monday, but most likely Tuesday. Man, that is that. But big up to everyone that's tuned in. Much appreciated, of course, like always. And man, I know a lot of people watch us back on playback as well. So don't forget to smash a like on that stream if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. We're currently on 10 likes. Like I said, don't forget to smash it if you haven't already. Check out my championship predictions as well. Big up to everyone that has checked them out. It's now hit over 100 views. So big up to everyone that's done that. And if you want to follow me across any of my socials, obviously links to them are in the description. And then obviously subscribe to my other channel if you haven't as well. T-Boys TV Extra. Turn on the notification bell for that. And I will be back again later. I'm going to do my Premier League predictions later. I tried to do them earlier, but laptop was on a bit of a slow one today. So I'm going to do them after straight after the game today. The Stoke Blackburn, so I do want to watch that. So I'm going to do it after that. So please tune in if you can. And man, my dad will see you again on Tuesday, and hopefully I'll be doing a match reaction to this game tomorrow as well. And hopefully another Luton fan will be as well. So check them out when they come out. So that is that. Until next time, I'll see you lot in a bit. Dad will see you on Tuesday. Take care and peace.